sitting here waiting for my live to come up.
All right, Pablo. Intro. Go.
Wait, we're going? Oh, cool. Hi, welcome to the very first episode of the BroachCast, Broach Studios podcast. I am joined here today with my good friend Pablo Rosario.
Hello. Hi, everyone. How's everyone? I hope you guys are good. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. What are we doing today?
Right. So today we are talking all things Marvel and MCU. Pablo, you had some questions put together for us to discuss.
Actually, I came out really excited. As you guys can see, I actually even brought a Marvel hoodie. I was really excited for today. I'm not gonna lie. Who you calling a nerd? You were the one who had this idea.
You're right.
So I was really excited for it, and just today I was just looking for some topics and questions I really wanted to ask, and so see what opinions we have on it.
Yeah.
But so yesterday I was looking through it, and one of the questions that actually caught my attention was that Captain America in Avengers Endgame proves that Vision was never actually worthy. What do you think about that?
See, no, with that, I really feel like you could really go both ways with this, because technically, Vision is an android, a robot, but the body that he has is the nanotechnology / digital skin thing that they had for Clint, I think it was, who had the injury. They just had the surgery of bionic skin, basically. And so technically the body is a man-made sort of living organism, even though it's technology. So I guess you could say that since he's not an actual living being, he's not worthy.
Yeah.
But he has his own brain.
He does.
So he can think on his own. So he's basically his own actual being.
Yeah.
So you can really go both ways with this. What are your thoughts?
I was actually looking through it yesterday, and they actually had a really good point. You know that scene where I think Thor is there, on the elevator, and they're discussing how the hammer actually works.
Oh no, they were walking through the hall.
They're walking through the hall, yeah. And they were saying how the hammer can actually an elevator can actually hold a hammer, you know. I believe that's how Vision actually works. I believe that Vision is just a mechanism, and he's just like an elevator. He can actually hold the hammer, but if you know that Odin said that whoever can hold this hammer can have the power of Thor. And the only two people we've seen casting lightning is Thor and Captain America. We haven't seen Vision actually grabbing the hammer and do lightning with it.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's no actual lightning.
Exactly.
From him.
When every time
now he does swing it at Ultron.
He does swing it
in Age of Ultron. So.
But he doesn't cast lightning with it.
Yeah.
We haven't actually seen Vision actually making lightning and you know making crazy things.
Yeah, he's
just like Thor does.
Yeah, so I guess he technically is not worthy.
Yeah, I believe he's technically not worthy of the power of Thor.
Yeah,
but he can actually hold the hammer. So
I apologize.
You're good.
We'll coffee today.
Yeah,
I
me
didn't
too.
have coffee today.
I woke up a little sick.
I'm actually tired.
I actually woke up a little sick. I almost didn't come today.
Oh, well.
That's how sick I am.
Well,
But
that kind of sucks, because if you didn't come, then we wouldn't be doing this right now.
yeah, that's
that
why
would've
I
been
had
on
to
you.
like wake up and
So,
be like,
yeah.
I gotta go.
All right, so what was the next one that we were gonna
Another one we
discuss?
had was, it says, this one's a little like hard, but it says, Captain America wouldn't just go back in time and do nothing. Cause I was looking through a lot of opinions with it, and they were saying that the way Endgame ends with Captain America being old and going wild with Peggy and stuff, they said that it shouldn't end like that. Like Captain America, knowing how he is and how mature he has become with time, he wouldn't just go back in time and just do nothing, you know. Just they were saying a lot saying that Peggy, I think in his show, I haven't seen the show, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen Agent Carter, but they said she actually fell in love with someone else called Daniel, something like that, the show. So that's kind of like what kind of like tricked me a little bit.
Well,
I was like,
if you watch Loki, you know that there's all these different branches that could possibly go
Yeah.
in the timeline. So there could he technically Captain America going back technically means would have been a Nexus event, but with him being like one of the main Avengers, the TVA really isn't like they let that timeline
that
flow.
time flow, yeah.
So technically, those are two separate branches of the timeline,
Yeah.
I think, and so technically we can discard the lover of Captain Carter
Yeah.
in, or not Captain, sorry, Agent Carter. Captain Carter's from What
It's,
If.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we can discard the whole thing, and with the there, I don't remember what I think it might have been Civil War, where we saw a news interview about her talking about her husband. They don't say the name of the actual husband, so it could have been Steve, or it also could have been the other guy. I never saw the show because I was never really interested in those or Shield. Agents
Sorry.
of Shield, yeah. But yeah, technically, you could go either way with that.
Yeah.
I feel so.
Yeah, I feel like it can go either way. I don't think it's bad. Like, yeah, probably. There were saying like a lot of opinions saying like Captain America should stay where he was and stay with Bucky and Sam, but I believe what they did is good because so that way they can let Sam and Bucky have their own thing, you know.
Instead of being the sidekicks.
Exactly. So I think the way they ended it, it may kind of have like a little like hole in it, plot hole, but still, I think it's a good way because that way, if it wasn't for that, maybe the show Falcon and the Winter Soldier wouldn't happen. You know.
And not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of Falcon and Winter Soldier, the show. It was okay. I feel it was a little dry in most parts. And the show itself was a little, got a little political in some places. And I feel like Marvel shouldn't be that a political universe. It's an escape from reality. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't put our real world problems in
the show.
Yeah.
I think that's what Marvel.
Like
I think that's what Marvel was trying to do. Actually.
Yeah.
I think they were trying to make this show as real as possible.
Yeah, I don't want to get into politics though. We'll just stick with Marvel. That's more fun.
But something about the show I really love is how they, you know, that scene when this guy, the better one, where he, you know, the one that wants to be Captain America. I forget his name.
Oh yeah.
Well, him, you know, where he goes to and
the guy who
kills
looks
this
like
guy.
the guy who looks like Mr. Fredrickson.
I guess we'll say that.
You
But
seen those memes? Whenever the show first came out, it was the funniest thing. But
but that scene where he grabs the shield and just put it on blood,
that was
it was amazing.
that was pretty dark. If you haven't seen Multiverse of Madness yet, I suggest going to see it.
Yeah.
That one gets pretty dark, too.
Pretty dark.
I don't want to spoil it. That's why we're not going to really talk about it a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean,
you have a last question on there.
a lot of questions about that.
The
But
very last question is going to be about Multiverse of Madness. So if we don't want to, if you don't want to hear spoiler, please leave. Unless you're just getting here at the end, I apologize.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
So yeah,
next question. You know Hulk, right? Do you like Hulk?
I do love Hulk. Childhood favorite.
Hulk is amazing. I always love him. I always like Hulk and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I always love that combination. I don't know why. I don't know, but I always love both. I always say I was both of them. I don't know. But you know how the first movie with Edward Norton, he was
Edward
Hulk?
Norton.
Yeah. And a lot of people are saying that he was a better Hulk than Mark Ruffalo. What do you think about that?
Personally, I did like his Hulk. But if we're like overall, because you could really see the muscle tones, and the CGI in that was amazing, and I loved the fight scenes. Just all of the action was great. The story itself, I feel like, could have been a little better, like writing wise.
With the first Hulk?
Yeah, the first Hulk. And then, but his banner, I feel. I mean, he had the look of the comic Banner, but I don't know. He wasn't really doing it for me. I feel like Ruffalo, he does a good Bruce Banner. Is just lacking on the Hulk side. Now that he's kind of morphed with his own, put the Hulk and himself together, I kind of like that because
You like that?
Yeah. Whenever we got into the. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was just a good Hulk. All right, we're gonna get into commercial, so we will be right back after this short message.
Your career in recording arts, film and video, or graphic design and web development. At First Institute, we focus on student success by offering small classes, hands-on learning, and affordable tuition. Classes are enrolling now. Learn more at www.first.edu. First Institute, where creativity meets career.
And we're back. That was sudden. We weren't ready for that.
Yeah,
That's
we were
okay, though. We can keep going. We can move on to the next question, but just kind of wrap up the last one. Yeah. Overall, I personally thought Edward Norton's Hulk itself was much better than Mark Ruffalo's.
Yeah, as a Hulk itself, I believe he was amazing.
Yeah.
The CGI was really good, and it actually portrays Hulk.
Yeah.
But as a Hulk, I think he's better. But as Bruce Banner, I think Mark Ruffalo just sells it.
Yeah.
I think he's actually really good at it, and the fact that they join both of them, I think it's pretty good. Actually shows like both of them.
All right. What was the next one that you had there?
The next one, you guys have to see these. Like, if you guys haven't seen this movie,
Okay.
I don't know at this point.
Oh yeah. Spider-Man: No Way Home.
What do you think about all the Spider-Mans coming together?
Man, that was the best part of the whole thing, man. I was so excited. We all went together.
Yeah, we went together.
That was probably one of the best, movie
movies,
experiences.
that's for sure.
Up there with Endgame.
Yeah.
We all went in Spider-Man costumes. So,
Yeah, we did.
It
was
which
crazy.
cameraman? I'm gonna go with this one. Hi. Which one? This one?
Yeah, I see
Okay.
that one.
Here. Okay. Hi. Hello. Okay. But that was the most craziest movie experience I had, because I was jumping out of my seat. So everybody else, we were all screaming our heads off because whenever Andrew came back, I was so excited, and I knew right then Toby's coming back too. And I watched Toby. I watched Andrew. I was a big Spider-Man fan. Like I was the kid after watching every movie, I was jumping off the couch doing this and making the noise like choo choo. Yeah, it was fun.
I still do it.
Yeah, we still do it. and I'm 19 and I still do that. Yeah. But yeah, when Andrew came back, I was really excited. But Toby was the one that I really got excited for because his first one came out whenever I was born. The other ones came afterwards. I grew up kind of watching those. I actually had a book of Toby's Spider-Man. It was the entire movie, just like pictures, a graphic novel of the entire movie itself.
Nice.
So, yeah, it was pretty cool.
I had all the movies, all three movies. Yeah, I had them. It was really fun on the DVD. So every time I got the chance, I watched them.
Yeah, it was an amazing
movie. Actually.
What I feel like the story itself was good. The one thing that I get really confused about is the fact, like if I'm watching it as more as a critic instead of a
consumer.
As a customer, the fact that whenever you send them back, like they technically go back just before they die, right? So whether or not they were saved, I feel then they would just end up dying anyways. I've seen theories on it about why it is or isn't true as to what happens whenever they actually get sent back. But it's really unclear, and I feel like they should have showed them actually going back, being better.
Yeah.
So like,
I mean, I hope
if it was like a much longer time before they were like taken from their universe, I feel it would have been better. The thing with Electro, whenever he doesn't actually know Peter Parker. He knows Spider-Man, but he doesn't know Peter Parker, which a lot of people are saying that he shouldn't have been sucked in because he doesn't know Peter Parker as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But if you rewatch that Amazing Spider-Man movie, he like has a friendship with Spider-Man, and he actually feels connected with him at first because he was saved by him in the street, and Andrew Spider-Man says something like, "You're my eyes and ears. You're my friend out here," and Electro took that in and was like, "Oh my God, Spider-Man's my best friend," and basically like becomes obsessed with him, and he feels actually connected with him in a friend way. So in that sense, he does know Spider-Man, but he still doesn't know Peter Parker. So that's the part that people are kind of iffy on. Yeah. What about you?
I just hope to see that we get to actually see the villains on the movie, see how they actually went to be good. They did. Also, another thing is, other people are saying how like why were only the villains sucked in? Why not like their aunts or Aunt May or in this case
That's true.
MJ.
Yeah.
Toby's MJ. Like why they weren't sucked in, or Harry Osborn, like a lot of people were saying that. I don't know what to say. I guess it's a little plot hole. Probably Marvel has.
Well, only a few of them actually came in, and I know that Doctor Strange said that he contained it before any more could actually get out. So a few of them slipped through, which were those 6 villains, and were there 6 of them or 5? Because I know it's like the Sinister Six, but they're
I think there were 5.
it was just 5. So yeah, the 5 of them slipped through, plus the other 2 Spider-Men.
Yeah.
So they, where are we going with this? I completely forgot. I lost track.
And I remember saying.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just a few of them that were actually got sucked through with the spell going off. So it was technically at random, but those are the characters we know most. So it does kind of make sense that we don't get their lovers or their aunts. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
I was kind of looking forward to seeing a Miles Morales, though. I was.
We're gonna see it. I know. I have faith in it. Now.
I'm scared that's what they're gonna do with Tom Holland, because he's a good Peter Parker. I like him.
I was gonna say about that.
Yeah, if something happens with him, like in the next movie, and then Miles Morales takes over, I'd be happy because it's Miles Morales. I love Miles Morales. He's my favorite Spider-Man. But I don't know. I just feel like they can keep doing stuff with Tom Holland and continue him like until he's like almost 30.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. One of the biggest questions is who's better Spider-Man?
Oh, this is so hard.
It is. It is. I mean, I'm gonna just say it again. Who's better Spider-Man?
Like
I'm not saying like
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. I'm not saying like Peter Parker. Like I'm saying Spider-Man.
I think I have to go with Andrew. Cause, well, I mean, you kind of have to tie in some parts of the Peter Parker for a good Spider-Man. Like the fact, with Tobey, I liked his suit. It's very clean. I feel with the actual like metal part sticking out of his suit, and the eyes. I liked his eyes. Andrew's his eyes were more round. Yeah. But I feel like that gives it more of a cartoony look, which actually kind of worked for him because he's a very theatrical actor, and he's very good with that. And with Tom, he has the lenses that actually open and close, which is cool.
Which is really cool.
But I feel like that's something that should kind of just stick with the comics. With the suit that he had, it works. But now I'm just kind of curious because with the suit that he made, does he actually have those lenses? And how are they going to portray all of his...
I mean, Andrew Garfield, I still believe he's the best Spider-Man because as you know, Tom Holland, he has a little like eye thing. So that kind of show his emotions more behind the mask. But Andrew Garfield doesn't have that. And in the scene, you can still see his emotions behind the mask, which is really crazy.
Because he uses his body.
He uses his body. And I really believe a Spider-Man is, like, Andrew Garfield is one of the best Spider-Mans because he, like, if you've seen the movie, he actually acts like a spider when he's fighting with his villains, you know? He actually uses, like, his webs, and he actually crawls like a spider. So I think he is a really great Spider-Man. Yeah. When it comes to Tobey, I think Tobey's amazing. Like I always love his movies.
You can't diss on Tobey.
No, like Tobey's amazing.
He's the OG.
I think his story. I think is probably one of the best. Yeah, I would say. He had a longer story, so he had more like to like. And Tom Holland, I think he's a really great Peter Parker. He's a great Spider-Man too. I would say, a little sometimes like I was watching like the beginning, the first movies compared to like the last ones, and the way he was Spider-Man, you were like, oh, what are you doing? You know. But still, I think all of them. I just love all of them. To be honest. I think there's no way for me to like. Who's better?
Yeah, with Andrew, my favorite thing is his little banter in the second one, like at the beginning. And he's trying to catch all those bottles and everything. And there's the one that slips away, and he's like holding all of them. But then it was almost like I was watching a PG Deadpool, because just the way he portrays himself is like a PG Deadpool. And if you haven't seen Deadpool, that's a pretty good one too. I would recommend. It's not actually like MCU. It's Fox Universe. But yeah,
it's really good.
That one's good. Anyway.
Last question. I will say. And this one's a little bit of a spoiler, so if you haven't
if you haven't seen Multiverse of Madness, please leave.
please leave the stream,
I
go
politely
and
ask
see it,
you to exit
and come
the
back.
facility.
So this one is a lot of debates that were going on. I think it's one of the most popular.
Yeah.
Do you think Wanda's motive in Doctor Strange Motive of Madness is actually valid?
Her motive.
You know what's her motive, right?
Yeah. I understand with, like, you lost your kids, Wanda. And to be honest, you are probably one of the most powerful people in the universe,
She is.
multiverse. But I'm talking to her directly through the camera.
Do you
The
talk to
thing
her?
is, I know you love your kids. My mother loves me. But you gotta kind of tone it down a bit. Because taking someone else's kids is not okay. Now, there's adoption. Have you tried that? That is an option. I would definitely look into that. And I understand that she lost her brother, and then she lost Vision. And to cope with that,
She's hurt.
she made another Vision and 2 kids, so she could actually have a family with him.
She's hurt.
But
a
yeah,
lot.
she's hurting, and I understand that. But then it's just that's not the way to go about it. Yeah, there's therapy. No, I don't know how to like explain this without being like you're stupid. There's no other way, but not that way.
Man,
I didn't really word that right.
I love
yeah.
Wanda. All right, in this movie, I love how they portray how powerful she is.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like they weren't doing that. Like in that scene on Endgame where she's like grabbing Thanos and stuff. I feel like she could be the one that killed Thanos. But she's really powerful. I think in this movie they show how powerful she is, and I love that.
It was really creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, spoilers. The part with Black Bolt. Oh my gosh, that I rewatched that in slow motion.
Why?
It was, oh my gosh, it is creepy and just
Believing?
really gory.
One.
We're going to do another commercial.
All
All right, but yeah, just to finish that off, yeah, all of everything with Multiverse of Madness was good.
It was really good.
Yeah.
I love that movie so much. A lot of people didn't like it.
Yeah.
They would say because of the story or probably because of.
Yeah. Okay, well, we gotta go to commercial, so we will be right back. Yeah.